Let us imagine, just for a moment, that dogs, the creatures we so often take for granted in our daily lives, are far more than simple companions. Their presence at our side is not random, nor is it a mere coincidence of evolution or biology. It is perhaps part of a greater design, one that transcends the limits of the human mind and penetrates the very depths of our being. These beings, often dismissed as mere pets, may in fact be emissaries of light, guardians of a kind of wisdom we've long forgotten, and channels of an energy far older and more sacred than we can begin to comprehend. Dogs, with their unwavering loyalty and boundless affection, are in truth spiritual masters in disguise. They do not seek recognition, nor do they ask for anything in return beyond our presence. Yet what they offer is profound. They offer a kind of love that demands nothing, judges nothing, and forgives everything. Many spiritual teachings and ancient beliefs suggest that dogs are not merely descendants of wolves, as science tells us, but are incarnations of a celestial force that defies our limited notions of origin and purpose. While it's true that they share a genetic lineage with wild ancestors, it is equally necessary to ask, what lies beyond the physical? What unseen purpose animates their gentle hearts? Modern science, ancient mysticism, and intuitive experience converge on a fascinating idea that dogs may originate not just from the earth, but from the stars, that their souls are born from a dimension beyond time and space, sent here not simply to exist, but to assist us, to guide, to heal, and to teach. Their mission is not one of intellect or reason, but one of pure vibration, one of love so unconditional that it humbles the human heart and reminds us of our own capacity for greatness. They arrive in our lives like sentinels of compassion, aligning themselves with our energy fields and offering solace in moments we didn't even realize we needed. Within the core of our being lies a truth so essential that it shakes the very foundation of our understanding. True evolution is not a product of our minds, nor is it measured by intellectual achievements or social advancements. Real evolution begins in the soul and flourishes in the realm of spirit. In this sacred process, dogs walk beside us as equals, no, as guides who illuminate the way forward with their silent wisdom and enduring love. From a materialistic standpoint, dogs might appear less evolved than humans. They do not build cities, they do not write books, and they do not wage wars or dream of conquering the stars. But what does this truly say about evolution? If evolution is defined by the capacity to love, to give without expectation, and to heal without condition, then perhaps it is we who have much to learn from them. For time and time again, our dogs have been our silent saviors, not in a metaphorical sense, but in both the physical and metaphysical realms. Their bond with us is more than friendship. It is an energetic alliance forged in dimensions unseen. In our darkest hours, when grief presses down like a storm, when anxiety poisons our peace, when illness threatens to unravel us, our dogs remain. They do not speak, but their presence speaks volumes. Their silent companionship has been known to absorb the negative vibrations that plague us, acting as living conduits of transmutation. Scientific studies on the therapeutic impact of pets have revealed something astonishing. Dogs, without ever knowing it cognitively, take on the emotional and even physical burdens of their human companions. They become mirrors for our pain, carriers of our sorrows. This incredible act of energetic sacrifice, this willingness to somatize our traumas and illnesses, is the ultimate embodiment of love. It is a kind of love that lies beyond human comprehension, a love that is neither romantic nor parental, but something more ancient and infinite. There are countless stories of dogs falling ill shortly after their owners do, as if their souls are so tightly bound to ours that suffering must be shared, even if it means their own decline. And there are those who claim that dogs have died shortly after the death of their human, as if their purpose in this plane had been fulfilled and their mission complete. This is not mere sentimentality, it is a sacred mystery. But as with all sacred things, not every human honors this divine connection. In the shadows of history, and even in present times, there have been those who have exploited these noble beings, channeling their energies for selfish or even dark intentions. Ritualistic abuse, energetic manipulation, yes, such things exist. And they are a betrayal of the sacred trust dogs place in us. It is our responsibility, therefore, to protect them just as they protect us. They are not tools to be used. They are not objects of domination. They are beings of light, and their purpose is rooted in love, not control. Many of us have, at some point, felt a mysterious bond with a dog, one that defies explanation, one that feels destined, as if written into the very fabric of our existence. Perhaps you, too, have felt that your dog healed you, saved you from something, or appeared at a time when you needed them most. If so, then your story is part of a larger truth that binds us all. Dogs are not just animals. They are vibrational entities whose very presence helps elevate our own frequencies. They are here to help awaken us, to lift our spirits, and to teach us what no human teacher ever could: how to love purely, freely, and infinitely. The greatest teacher is not the one who speaks with wisdom, but the one who loves without condition. And in this, dogs are masters beyond compare. Their most vital energetic centers are found in their solar plexus and heart. These centers receive and transmit vibrations from their surroundings, attuning themselves to the emotional climates of those they care about. This is why dogs often sense danger before we do. This is why they come to us when we cry, when we suffer, when we tremble under the weight of invisible burdens. They do not judge us. They simply feel us. Their connection to us runs so deep that it often seems orchestrated by something greater than chance. Like trees that grow in silence, the mission of dogs unfolds quietly, invisibly, yet powerfully. They do not announce themselves as healers. They do not come with grand declarations. And yet when they arrive in our lives, it is always at the right time, like a cosmic appointment fulfilled, as if, somewhere in the vast architecture of the universe, a thread was pulled, and they were sent to us exactly when we needed them, even if we didn't yet know it ourselves. In their silent devotion, in their radiant presence, Dogs teach us life's most sacred lessons, the purity of love, the beauty of selflessness, and the profound power of sacrifice. And so, luminous soul, as you contemplate this truth, ask yourself, how many humans truly love the way a dog does? With no conditions, with no expectations, simply, fully, and eternally. The answer, as you may already feel, reveals something both humbling and divine. True love is, and always has been, a mystery. And in the eyes of a dog, we are given a glimpse of that mystery, a light that calls us to remember who we are and who we are capable of becoming. A mystery unfolds before us, one that our canine companions reveal not through words, but through their eyes, their gestures, and their joyful barks that seem to speak directly to our souls. With each look, each tail wag, each soft nudge of their nose, they silently offer us something profound, a lesson in love, in loyalty, in presence. But the question remains, are we, as human beings, truly ready to learn from them? This, perhaps, is what true evolution looks like. Not technological advancement, not the conquest of planets, but the humble recognition of wisdom in forms we often overlook. Dear vibrant beings, the connection between humans and dogs is shrouded in a depth far beyond what we usually perceive. It's not merely about companionship or domestication. It is something sacred, something ancient. We often believe it is we who choose the dog. We stroll through shelters, browse online listings, or stumble upon a stray in the street and think the choice was ours. But in reality, the dog chooses us. It is in their honest gaze, that soulful, unwavering look, where something shifts within us. In that moment, something beyond logic takes over. Our hearts remember, our souls respond. This moment of apparent choice reveals a truth that defies our understanding. These creatures, these beings of fur and boundless spirit, select us, and they do so with perfect timing, appearing when we need them the most. When life feels too heavy, when we've lost our way, they arrive, not by accident, but as part of a larger orchestration that we rarely recognize. Their presence is not coincidental, it is synchronistic, and in that precise instant, an eternal bond is formed, a bond that transcends physical proximity. It is emotional, yes, but more than that, it is energetic. This connection is not a product of chance, but of cosmic alignment. It is a meeting orchestrated by forces we do not yet comprehend. Dogs come into our lives to teach us the most powerful form of love, unconditional love, a love that expects nothing, that judges nothing, that holds no grudges, a love that forgives instantly, that remains playful and joyful even in the face of human imperfection. They do not know vengeance. They do not entertain resentment. Their nature is free from the emotional chains we humans often carry for a lifetime. At their core, dogs embody the truest essence of love, pure, unfiltered, and ever-giving. And yet when we betray that love, when we abandon them or treat them with cruelty, something changes. The primal side of their being emerges, the side that shares blood with the wolf. They may grow distant, wary, even aggressive. That beautiful frequency they once radiated begins to fade. But here's the miracle. Even after being hurt, even after being broken, if we offer them love once more, if we show care, gentleness, and presence, they return, they forgive, they love again. No other creature on earth embodies this capacity for emotional resurrection, quite like a dog. They remind us of our own potential to return to love, to rise again after being broken. They hold no resentment. They don't carry trauma the way we do. They simply move forward, offering affection as if the pain never existed. Dogs, with their extraordinary sensitivity, are not just companions in the physical world. They are energetic beings, deeply attuned to the vibrational field around them. They are receivers and transformers of energy. They absorb the emotional tones of their environment, not just the obvious ones like anger or joy, but subtle frequencies that ripple beneath the surface. When a human carries destructive emotions, rage, grief, despair, the dog steps in, silently, willingly. They begin the invisible work of transmutation, absorbing the energy and altering its frequency before it can do harm to their beloved human. This process is not limited to one person. Dogs extend this protection to the entire household. Their energetic service touches everyone within their pack, the family. That is why caring for them is so critical. They need clean water, nutritious food, rest, and affection. These aren't just acts of kindness. They are essential elements that allow them to keep purifying and healing the energy they encounter. Some dogs benefit greatly from energy healing practices like Reiki, which help them discharge the burdens they carry out of love. And their service does not end in the waking world. Just like humans, dogs access higher dimensions. When we sleep, our frequency shifts. We enter altered states of consciousness. In those sacred hours of rest, our dogs often do the same. They too may journey, detach, and travel through the unseen. And there, in the quiet expanse of the astral realm, they become guardians, protectors of our energy field. They watch over us, sometimes taking forms our subconscious can recognize, offering comfort and protection as we navigate the subtle realms of spirit. There are accounts, real, documented experiences of dogs refusing to enter certain rooms, homes, or spaces. Why? Because the energy there is too dense, too heavy, too toxic. They sense what we cannot, and by staying away, they avoid absorbing those harmful vibrations into their own being. They are not only protecting themselves, they are protecting us. Their refusal is an act of love. Every day, dogs demonstrate to us the possibility of living in higher states of being. They remind us what it means to love without judgment, to remain present, to forgive quickly, and to serve selflessly. And in return, they ask for so little: a kind word, a warm place to rest, a bit of affection, and above all, our recognition, not just as pets, but as spiritual companions, energetic healers, and timeless friends who walk beside us, not behind. To live alongside a dog is to walk with a being that came into this world with a purpose often hidden, but always sacred. Perhaps we didn't rescue them after all. Perhaps they rescued us. There are those who believe that in certain cases, dogs have actually lost their lives for one profound reason: their spiritual role as protectors and purifiers of energy. In films like The Conjuring, we see examples of how dogs, when exposed to heavy and negative energies, can physically suffer due to their unique ability to absorb and neutralize these dark forces. They don't just protect their homes physically, they shield their human companions energetically, sometimes at the cost of their own well-being. Dogs communicate with us in subtle yet powerful ways. One of these is through their panting. While many assume a dog pants only when it's tired or hot, there's a deeper explanation from an energetic standpoint. Panting functions as a form of energetic perspiration. Much like how humans sweat to release toxins, dogs pant to release energetic burdens. They don't just expel heat, they release the emotional and energetic loads that they absorb from their environment and from us, their human companions. Even the constant wagging of a dog's tail plays a critical role in the spiritual connection they maintain with us. That rhythmic motion is not random. It stimulates and harmonizes the root and sacral chakras in humans, which are the foundational centers of our vital energy. It's as if, through their joyful gestures, dogs are actively raising our vibrational frequency, gently activating the parts of us that connect to physical stability, emotional security, and the pleasure of simply being alive. When we reflect on the fact that dogs live on average about 1/8 of a human lifespan, it may seem unfair. But this shorter lifespan is not a limitation. It is a sign of their spiritual mission. They come into our lives to accompany us through powerful cycles of transformation. Just as the human body regenerates its cells every 7 to 10 years, dogs are here to guide us through those periods of renewal, helping us elevate our emotions, heal our inner wounds, and learn the deepest lessons of unconditional love. They act as silent healers who transmute our pain and carry our emotional burdens, helping to rewrite the information stored in our very cells. Their howl, haunting and ancient, carries more than a cry into the night. It is an energetic warning, an alert that negative vibrations are nearby. Some dogs even sense events before they occur, as if their spirits are attuned not just to the present moment, but to the vibrations of the future, or the unfolding of events far away, beyond space and time. Dear souls, the presence of a dog in our lives is not a coincidence. It is a cosmic blessing, a sacred encounter. Dogs are not just pets. They are guardians, sentinels of energy, spiritual guides who bring pure and unconditional love into our lives. Their eyes, deep and knowing, recognize our soul before we even fully recognize theirs. It is not we who choose them. They choose us. They find us when we most need them, silently stepping into our lives to fulfill a mission far greater than our human minds can understand. Beloved beings of light, there is a profound mystery surrounding our canine companions, a mystery that defies explanation and reaches into realms unseen. It's not unusual to hear of dogs howling incessantly before earthquakes or natural disasters. They become restless, agitated, not out of fear, but because they sense the energetic shifts taking place beneath the surface of the earth. These are not mere instincts. These are connections to the vibrational fields that govern our universe. In moments like these, we begin to realize that dogs, like humans, are multidimensional beings. Scientists studying energy fields have long stated that humans operate beyond just the physical plane. But dogs, too, move through dimensions. They feel what cannot be seen, perceive what cannot be heard, and sense what has not yet happened. They are, in many ways, guardians of the invisible, protectors of what is to come. From an energetic point of view, many human practices seem confusing, even harmful. Take, for example, the widespread tradition of cutting a dog's ears or tail for aesthetic reasons. What may appear superficial on the surface, in the energetic realm, becomes an act of deep disruption. A dog's ears act like antennas. They are not just for hearing, but for sensing the energies of the cosmos. Within them lies the crown chakra, the point that connects them to universal energy, allowing them to feel the subtlest vibrations around them. Their tails, too, are more than expressive limbs. They are vital, energetic conduits. The tail channels life force. It helps the dog stay in harmony with emotional frequencies in its environment. To remove or alter this part of them is to disrupt their natural spiritual alignment, to sever a piece of their energy field. It is a practice that no longer belongs in an awakened world. To adopt a dog is an act of spiritual connection. It is an offering of love, not only to another being, but to yourself. When you adopt, you are not just bringing an animal into your home. You are opening your heart to a soul that is destined to walk beside you, to help you heal, grow, and love more deeply. Adoption is empathy in action. It is a recognition of the divine spark in another living being. In contrast, purchasing a dog risks turning a sacred soul into a commodity. When we assign a price to a being whose love cannot be measured, we reduce their essence to something transactional. Their true worth lies not in the money exchanged, but in the love they bring, the lessons they teach, the healing they offer. If dogs were sold for millions of dollars, perhaps then we would pause to reflect on the value of what they truly are, beings of light, loyalty, and ancient wisdom. Yes, there are responsible breeders who care deeply for their dogs, but they are the exception rather than the rule. The majority of dogs in need are not found in expensive catalogs. They are waiting in shelters, on streets, in corners of our cities and towns, carrying wounds that we cannot see. Many stray dogs appear to be heavy with dark energy, and some believe that this is the reason they are rejected. But these dogs are not cursed. They are carrying what others could not handle. They are vessels of unwanted energy, patiently waiting for someone to see beyond the surface and offer them love. When you open your heart to such a dog and give it a better life, you create a ripple of healing that spreads far beyond that moment. Like a stone dropped into a still pond, the love you show radiates outward, affecting everything and everyone around it. That act of love resonates. It lifts the frequency of your home, your family, your own energy field. The transformation is real, not only for the dog, but for you and for the world you inhabit. When a dog dies, its presence doesn't disappear. In the more subtle dimensions, the dog continues to accompany its human companion for a time before moving on. Their loyalty, their love, extends beyond the veil of death. They continue to protect, to watch over, to guide, not in form, but in energy. Many Reiki healers and spiritual practitioners have reported sensing the presence of dogs during energy work, still guarding their loved ones even from the spirit realm. If we look back in history, we find that dogs have always held a sacred place in human consciousness. In ancient Egypt, they were revered not only for their skills as guardians and hunters, but also for their deep spiritual connection. They were seen as intermediaries between the earthly world and the divine, beings who walked both paths at once. Today, though centuries have passed, that truth remains. Our dogs are not here just to fetch balls or go on walks. They are divine messengers, sacred companions, energetic protectors. They are here to help us remember who we truly are. Beings of love, capable of connection beyond words, beyond logic, beyond this world. They were deeply valued and respected. In the depictions of that ancient time, dogs were never merely background figures. They were always by the side of their human companions, both in the physical realm and in the world of the spiritual. These animals were not only seen as loyal friends, but were also closely linked to one of the most powerful and mysterious figures in Egyptian mythology, Anubis. This revered deity, guardian of the dead and protector of funerary rites, was often portrayed with the head of a jackal or a dog, reinforcing the sacred bond between canines and the divine. Anubis held an essential role in the Egyptian belief system. He wasn't just a symbol of death. He was the guide who helped souls transition from the earthly plane to the afterlife. His task was to ensure safe passage, to weigh the heart of the deceased, and to guard the tombs from those who might seek to disturb the peace of the eternal rest. And because dogs were associated with him, they were seen as beings with a unique spiritual mission. They weren't merely animals, they were considered protectors of unseen dimensions, sentinels of spiritual gateways that connected our human experience with realms beyond comprehension. Today, beloved vibrant souls, we can still feel the echoes of that ancient reverence. The dog remains, just as it was in the past, a creature of profound spiritual intelligence. There is something about their gaze, their silent presence, their unwavering loyalty that continues to remind us of truths too deep to be expressed in words. A dog's love is pure. It isn't earned by status or wealth. It isn't transactional. It simply is. And in that purity, there is a reflection of the divine. They teach us, through their everyday actions, that real value does not lie in what we can own or measure. It lies in the invisible threads that bind us to each other, in the emotions we share, in the healing power of connection, and in the silent presence that tells us we are never alone. Through their loyalty and their silent wisdom, dogs show us that love is not limited by boundaries or conditions. It is a force that transcends time, space, and even death. They are more than companions. They are our teachers, our protectors, our constant mirrors of unconditional love. They walk alongside us through this journey called life, quietly guiding us with every step, reminding us to stay present, to remain open, to feel more deeply. They are reminders that even when we feel lost, we are still surrounded by love in its most authentic form. Today, together, we've uncovered a powerful and illuminating truth about these remarkable beings. Dogs, creatures often dismissed as mere pets or simple animals, are, in truth, far more than our rational minds can fully grasp. They are not confined to the limitations of the physical world. Their purpose is far greater than what we can understand through logic alone. Their mission on this earth goes far beyond companionship. These loving beings are emissaries of a universal energy. They come to us with a higher purpose, to teach us the art of love, the meaning of loyalty, and the path to emotional healing. In their quiet presence, they offer a sanctuary, a safe space for our souls to rest and our hearts to heal. They are multi-dimensional messengers who touch us in places no human ever could. They heal wounds we thought were permanent. They hold space for us to unravel, and in doing so, they remind us how to become whole again. They are our guides in more ways than we realize. Spiritual protectors that don't wear armor, but offer something far more powerful: unconditional presence. In their eyes, we see acceptance. In their touch, we feel warmth. In their company, we find home. And through their companionship, we learn that true growth, true transformation, does not happen in the mind alone, but in the soul, in the deepest parts of our being that are often hidden even from ourselves. So, beautiful, vibrant soul, the next time you look into the eyes of your dog, don't just see a physical being by your side. See the sacred essence within. Recognize their spiritual mission. Acknowledge the invisible, yet powerful connection you share. These beings, with their unshakable love and quiet wisdom, have entered your life for a reason. They are here now, at this exact moment in your journey, because your soul called for a guide, and they responded. Let them remind you that you are loved beyond measure, that even in your hardest moments, you are not alone. Let them inspire you to love more, to forgive more, to heal, and to embrace the sacredness of every moment. Their presence is a divine invitation, one that calls you to awaken to your truest self, to remember the light within you, and to walk through this life with more grace and compassion. And now, with this deeper understanding, I invite you to continue this journey of spiritual discovery. Keep learning, keep expanding. Let these truths settle into your heart. Let them transform your perspective. There is so much more to see, so much more to understand, so many unseen energies and connections waiting to be revealed. This is only the beginning. If your soul feels called, continue watching, continue exploring, continue walking beside me on this path. Together, we will uncover even more mysteries that bind us to the universe, to our companions, and to the divine. You are not alone in your search for meaning, for light, for love. We are in this together. Keep going and allow love and wisdom to shape your life in ways you never imagined.